Camille.
Don't take care. Hope to see you never.
Cabs are here!
Dude, stop acting like you're the number one guy in the school, man. I'm the number one guy in the school.
Things are about to get murderous.
Today we've got a big one. The Challenge, Season 41, Episode 2 recap. I'm super excited to get into it. This is my first season of The Challenge. So, hi, I'm Lauren. This is Confessionals and Congressionals.
I'm Cassie.
And I thought it was a pretty good episode. I am living for the interpersonal relationships that are forming. I'm especially living, okay, I'm going to say it. I think Johnny Bananas is hot. And I'm sorry, but he's hot. And I can't help it. I can't help who I love.
Would it help if I tell you that during episode 0, he did this thing? Johnny Bananas said, everybody always asks me how it feels to have people that have never met me not like me, which I don't think anybody has ever asked Johnny Bananas that, but okay. And his answer was, there are a lot of people that don't like Jesus and have never met him. So I guess I'm in good company.
I'm sorry, but that's a funny joke.
Yeah. Right, but he thought about that for probably like 3 weeks before they filmed. Like he was like, I know what I'm gonna say.
I know, he's been sitting on that joke. He thought it was so funny. He's like, people are gonna hate that I compared myself to Jesus.
Yes.
I know, he knows what he's doing. He's smart and he's brilliant. He's a good strategist. He's a good game player. The only thing is I think this girl has him wrapped around her finger.
I hope so. Well, that was another thing. Like on episode 0, every time. So it would basically, like, think of like an FBI interrogation room. That's what it would look like with TJ Lavin and then the new threat. They would sit down at this table with the light, right? And then there would be a veteran off in the background that would be like standing there, like arms folded. And they'd be like, why are you here? Right? It was this intense, like. So then when Dee sat down, Johnny Bananas was supposed to say, why are you here? And he was like, do you have a boyfriend? Do you want one?
I'm sorry, but I would fall for that.
Lauren, I really think it's your illness. Like when you feel better, we'll talk again. But this isn't all right.
Yeah, I know. I feared when these feelings started bubbling up during this episode. These feelings, I couldn't quite put my finger on the feelings, but the feelings are unfortunately attraction.
Yeah, it's a fever, I think, is what it is. It's a fever. Yeah.
And let's get into it. Cass, how are you today?
Oh my God. I just want every mom out there to know that my heart is with you as we prepare for back to school. It is absolutely insane. And I think sometimes we think like, oh, well, if you like sign up for a private school, then that's where it's really like they require a lot of you. But no, the public schools do as well. Like they require a ton of you. My daughter had come to me. She's only in 2nd grade. I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but like last year, there were some times where you forgot that it was PE day. And then I was the only kid that didn't have my PE uniform, and I was really embarrassed. I had to tell my teacher, I'm so sorry. My mommy's so busy. She forgot. And, and I'm like, okay, I get it right sometimes. And like I sent you an example. We'll put a picture up. But like last year, her teacher said, this Friday, we're going to do a pretend drive-in movie theater, and we're going to watch this Disney movie. So build your child a car they can sit in while they watch at the drive-in movie. And so I made my daughter like this Hello Kitty cardboard.
So cute.
Car. It's so cute.
Yeah.
It took forever.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Just to give you an idea, I get this whole list of like the first week we're on week 1, the second week we're on week 2. And I have to use this key to figure out if they're on week 1, they have PE on Wednesdays. If they're on week 2, they have PE Tuesdays and Thursdays. Other one that is like my school schedule. So next Friday is their first dress down day, and they need to be dressed in something related to their favorite movie. The following Friday, they need to be dressed in tie-dye, and
Oh my
so on and
gosh.
so on and so forth. I just feel like I let my child down anytime that I don't remember the thing, but there's so much.
Yeah, that's just like insane to me that they're
So much.
and especially with like the different outfits, and it's like everything that you just listed costs extra money.
Yes.
It costs time.
I'm hanging on by a thread. This is so embarrassing to say, and it shouldn't be. I've never chaperoned one of my kids' field trips.
Yeah, what do you mean is that embarrassing? That's a work day.
Yeah, right. But I have one friend that works full time, and she uses all of her time off to chaperone her kids' field trips. Like, she always wants to go on the field trip. Oh, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
she wants to though.
yes, I don't want to. You asked me earlier, like, how did it feel when she said all that? Like, what did you take from it? And I'm like, I took that I'm a shitty mom. That's what I took from it. I am a shitty mom that has failed my daughter. And it took quite a while for me to like step back and be like, oh, I know that I'm doing the best I can. I know that I am. And I'm gonna try a little harder this year. I'm gonna put everything in the planner. But if they decide to change the date of something, that is not my fault. Honey.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, it's like only in America
Yeah.
are you paying for every ad hoc thing in your public what should be free school system, including a science and arts fee. Like, that should be provided.
Yeah. Well, and just like I said to you, like, even her school supply list, like 80% of that list is not stuff that she's keeping in her backpack. I'm supplying the teacher with, like, every parent brings in 4 boxes of tissues, right? There's 20 kids in the class, and this teacher's getting all of those boxes of tissues. That is for the teacher to put in her closet to put out for the school year. We're giving her dry erase markers so she isn't, because we don't fund our public schools well enough.
Yeah.
So they have to rely on parents to buy them school supplies. Like,
right. Like, it's not the teacher's fault.
Right. No.
That they have to add this to their list, because otherwise they would be having to buy it out of pocket.
Exactly.
Which they already, I'm sure, buy plenty out of pocket.
100%.
That's on the insane expectations put on moms by our society, the insanely low bar for dads, and mom guilt.
Yes, I totally agree. I saw in like, I think it was like People magazine, there was like a thing about like Machine Gun Kelly had been out with Megan Fox and their daughter. And he was saying that like Megan Fox got really mad because there were some parents that saw Machine Gun Kelly holding their daughter, and they're like, oh my God, you're such a great dad. And she was just like, why is he such a great dad that he's holding our daughter? Like, you wouldn't tell me I'm a great mom if we were at the park and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, you should see him behind closed doors probably.
Well, yeah, but yeah, it's so true. It's just like, and I know it happens to my husband. Like, he takes my daughter to Urban Air all the time, and I know the moms are like, you're such a good dad that you bring her here. Like, but if I took her,
it's like,
nobody would applaud me.
Yeah, it's like my wife asked me to because she's at home doing chores and she's distracted when her kid is here.
Yes.
So thank her, actually.
Yes.
That we're here at Urban Air.
Right. She's at home folding my boxers and washing the dishes that I left in the sink. It's just, it's hard. It's one of those days that's just, ugh.
Yeah, I totally get that. I sympathize with you.
Yeah. But then there's reality TV. So that gets us through.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk about the app today. I am sick, so I apologize to everyone for my voice.
Oh, you sound totally normal.
Yeah. And I also started my period, so I'm feeling great today.
Oh, yeah, you got to be in a great mood.
You're getting me in my pajamas. You're getting me in my cozies, my comfy cozies.
That's the best way to be, honestly. So with the challenge, we said that we had to go back and watch episode 0. I want to thank at King Cash 3833 who commented and basically let us know that episode 0 was just basically an intro for the new threats. And then they had to race up a hill that decided the order to pick the teams.
Okay, right. So he commented on our YouTube.
Yes. And
Video
let us
about
know that that's basically what it was. And he said that they never promote episode 0.
But they always have episode 0?
Well, I definitely can tell you they haven't always, but again, I've been watching for 20 years, so I don't know when this became a thing.
Yeah.
It's had to have been in the last 10 years.
Yeah, totally.
So anyways, that's what's going on in the world of mom guilt. But now we have a brand new episode of The Challenge, which is fun and lighter.
You know what? I'm loving the lightness of it. The silly drama, the competition element, the fact that people aren't getting all butthurt when they have to go home. And it's so much lighter than the Valley. It's almost like they come from different, species.
Yeah.
The people on the show.
Right. This is like a different kind of reality TV. You know, these reality competition shows are much different. And so our episode opens and we learn that after every elimination from now on, they're going to get a new partner. So whoever we saw them with before, that doesn't mean anything going forward.
Yeah. And that's not a normal mechanism of the game.
No, I mean, we definitely see them switch things up, but not this frequently.
Yeah. So whoever you could count on one week, you can't necessarily count on the next, but it's also an interesting opportunity from my perspective to gain allies or figure out what's going on, what other people's allies. It's a good opportunity to get information without seeming nosy and seeming obvious about it.
Yeah, I agree. We also remember before they pick their partners, they remind us that Adrian is the hangnail, which I don't think we talked about a lot during the first episode, but
yeah, I had to contextually put it together.
Yeah. So basically it's the losing team of the challenge, depending on whether it's a girls' night or a guys' night elimination, one of the people is not going to go into the arena, right? If it's a girls' night elimination, then the girls are going to go in, but the guys that were on the losing team will not. So whoever remains becomes the quote unquote hangnail. Now that's how they did it on the last episode. We'll get to the end of this one because they did not officially announce someone as that this time. So I don't know, but that's where she is right now, which means that as far as we know, she's at least a candidate to go into the arena. So then they have to pick their new partners, and Dee, who was with Johnny Bananas, because the winning team gets to pick first, and it was Johnny Bananas and Dee. And so Dee chooses Leroy, which when she said, I'm just going for someone who's drama-free, 100% Leroy is the way to go. He's there to win money. He is never going to fall into drama.
Yeah. Okay. So she's she felt like that was a safe option for her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Johnny decides
to opposed to Bananas.
Exactly. Right. Which even though TJ never says it, but my guess is you're not allowed to pick the partner you just had.
Yeah, he never does say that. And I wondered if somebody were to do it, he would say that's not allowed, or if it just is a matter of nobody's tried.
That is exactly what I thought. I was just without you clarifying, has anyone even given this a go? I would try that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through how everybody pairs up because we'll kind of get to it as we get to the challenge. I saw that Johnny ended up taking Izzy.
By the way, I felt like Johnny's strategy here was to choose somebody who he thought would want him out so that he was tied with them, which I'm smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's playing chess.
Yes. No,
it's one of the things that makes him hot.
He's good at the game. There's no doubt about it. I've seen him enough to not have those warm fuzzies that you do. I cannot think of a single time I've seen him on this show and felt like he genuinely cares about this person. Ever.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Sometimes you got to get burned by the fire.
I guess. CT goes with America.
And he's so relieved. Not last, I guess.
All right. And then they just kind of quickly go through the rest. And I didn't write everybody down because I'm like, I'll get to it when we get to the challenge. But then it just like cuts away. And we, of course, get like the clips of everybody working out. And we see how like ripped and strong and all that. I liked Cara Marie doing her little confessional, trying to warn everybody about Johnny Bananas and the charm.
Yeah. So I have a question. Like, what's their history? Because she seemed jealous of Dee, and I wasn't sure. Have they dated or something?
No, they haven't dated. But Johnny can be very charming and like really charming. Like he can like make you feel beyond a shadow of a doubt it's you and me to the end. And then like turn around and burn you and not think twice. And
yeah, like he glamours you like a vampire.
Yes. Yes. And he can sound so sincere. It's kind of like on the making of when you saw that, you know, that season where he decides to take the money, like he wins with that girl and they're the finals. So like they win together. And then TJ gives a twist of you two won, but Johnny, you had more points. So it's up to you if you want to take all the prize money instead of splitting it like you were supposed to. And when you saw Johnny take it, because of how he had spoken to her and like the way that he made it, like we are a team, it's you and I, like all of it just was like, it was shocking, you know, because you're like, that was all fake.
Yeah.
And he's 100% like, yeah.
Yeah, are we not all playing the same game?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you don't have to talk like that way then. You don't have to make them feel like you care that much and you want to see them get the money for their family, and you don't have to like overdo it and then be like, no, just kidding.
Yeah.
That's Johnny.
I feel like the energy behind what Cara Marie was saying, and I get all that. I think that part of it might be, listen, I'm going to tell you a little short story. In the 5th grade, the guy that was like the most popular kid in my class that all the girls really liked was Dane. And Dane and I sat next to each other. He was my biggest enemy. And that was because all of the girls liked him and he like was nice to them back and he wasn't nice to me back. So I hated him. And I feel like that is the energy that I'm getting from her, where it's like, yeah, he's really charming. He's totally charming. Don't fall for it, you guys, because like she feels actually kind of rejected by him, and so she has it like out for him a little bit. That's the vibe I get.
Okay, I think that could be possible, but what I also see is that Johnny has always known that Cara Marie is not the kind of person that would be taken by him, and that has made him not pull out the charm on her.
Like, you don't think she'd fall for it,
right? And I think he's aware of that.
Okay.
And it's made him be a little colder to her. Like, it's not like, I know you're not buying it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to even give you any of that energy.
Yeah, like she sees him for who he is, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am open to having my mind changed as the season goes on.
Well, I hope so, because that's just... and then we have, like, CT and Adrian are chatting a little bit. This was like almost all of the strategizing that happened this episode, which I was disappointed about, and we'll talk about, because I was like, there was some really big like missed opportunities here. But we also see Anissa talking to Will, and I think this is the first that we find out that Will and Dee had been hooking up at some point.
Yeah, and first of all, I must say, Will is also very cute. Like, when he was like acting all shy, this is of course before the whole thing that we saw later, that turned me off. But I just mean like he was acting all shy and stuff, and I was like, oh, I would fall for that too.
Yeah.
God damn it. I would be doomed in this game.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And so
I was also wondering, sorry, I have another question.
No, go ahead.
I was also wondering, has Parvati played this game? Do you know who Parvati is?
Oh, of course I do.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I do not believe that I've seen her on the challenge.
She would crush the challenge.
I mean, yeah, I can't imagine. But
she's also somebody who I think like glamours people like a vampire, and all of a sudden people are like eating out of the palm of her hand and she's barely had to do anything.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about her, but she like, yeah.
Yeah. No.
She has vampire-like qualities.
Yes. Yes. That. No, I don't think that she's ever been on, but she would be really good.
Yeah.
And so we find this out, and of course, like during episode 1, Bananas and Dee were partners, and there was clearly like a vibe there. So
And they're continuing to flirt throughout this episode and like kind of be all over each other and stuff. And at first I was like, oh, Dee is completely, she's like making Johnny think that she's falling for his charm, but really she's like completely in control. And now I'm getting a little worried.
that is exactly how I felt. I was like, all right, this girl has a good handle on things. And then by the end of this episode, I'm like, oh God, did you not watch any of this before? Like, no, don't.
Yeah.
All right. So then we get into our challenge, which is called the side
Oh,
by
wait.
side. Go ahead.
I feel like a lot happens here by the pool. So Will's talking about how him and Dee used to date, and he's like kind of saying like, it's fine if she flirts, it's just hard to see. He's sort of just like kind of brushing it off a little bit, where we're getting this setup of like, he seems to maybe be more into her than she is into him. As far as we've seen, she's basically completely ignored him the whole time that they've been here. I haven't seen them talk once. So I feel like he's like, okay, what is going on? Now she's just full on like, what, coupled up with Bananas, the most intimidating guy in the house.
When
Dog.
And he says, like, we hooked up for a little while. We did not date.
Yeah, I mean, he says that, but he likes her.
Yes, that is.
If she would date him, he would date her. That's the situation that's going on between the two of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty
sure. At least now that he's seen her with Bananas.
Correct. Yeah. So he's not feeling great about that.
No. Yeah, and he's very cute, and he's surrounded by girls, and all of these girls are trying to flirt with him, and he's acting all like puppy-like. But yeah, he seems to be otherwise distracted.
Yes. So then we get to the challenge, which is called the side-by-side. I had never heard of a side-by-side before. Have you ever heard of a side-by-side? Okay. So a side-by-side is essentially, it's like a UTV, a utility task vehicle. So like think of like a four-wheeler for off-roading. But the difference is
Did
that
ChatGPT tell you that?
Yeah. But the difference is that like you sit in these. You're not like straddling them the way that you are like a.
You have a cage around you.
Yeah, and you have a steering wheel instead of like handlebars. Right.
Right. Okay.
Now the reason that like I deep dived it was because I thought they were going to be driving them, but no, they're not.
No.
Basically, they're going to sit or stand inside this again crater type thing, right? This hole. And the side-by-side is going to drive over, like leap over the crater, and they're going to look up, and on the underbelly of the vehicle, they're going to see like symbols inside colors, which will tell, like they have to memorize what they see and then go run up and go to their puzzle, which is like a circle. And the circle has like, you know, like 6 orange tiles, 6 green tiles, 6 dark blue tiles, like forming a circle. And you're going to put them in the order that you saw them on the underbelly of all of these vehicles that came over.
Yeah.
Which even like pausing and freeze framing, it was impossibly hard to figure out what was on the underbelly of these things.
Yeah. I mean, I was cooking dinner during this too, and I'm like, I'm not catching how they're supposed to be getting this, and it turns out they're not supposed to be getting it.
Right. Like, I think like the idea, so when they go to their puzzle, there's a few pieces that are already locked in. TJ11 tells them there's a few pieces that will already be locked in where they're supposed to go. And so I think if you just saw a couple, like once you figured out a quarter of it, you're good, because side 1 mirrors side 2, right? I also wondered, even though it never came up, and I certainly hope this is not how it was, but if you saw their helmets, like their helmets had a stripe from the front to the back of a color with those symbols. And I'm like, Lord help me if those helmets had this, because it was the exact thing. Like
in the right order and everything.
Well, that I couldn't tell because it was so fast. But I'm like, did anybody check the helmets? Like, did anybody look? Like, how mad would you be?
It was in the computer.
Right, exactly. And so anyway, so they're all like trying to like figure this out. And CT is the first one. This is where like being a veteran helps, because like CT is one of the first ones that's like, listen, I'm looking for clues. Cannot possibly be supposed to memorize all of these cars coming over our heads. There's a different way.
Yeah.
And he's right. Like, he figures it out first, then Turbo does, then Anissa. Like, they start to realize there's going to be some sort of pattern. We don't need to keep running back and looking at the cars flying over our heads.
Yeah.
Only some of them stay down there forever.
Yeah.
Keep looking.
They're like, how are these people getting it so fast? I don't understand.
I know. Yeah. We also see that they like, when you see the first team that wins, which is Turbo and Lika, you see them mess up their thing right when they're done. And that's really big on this game. Every season, they always have puzzles, and it's always like destroy it the moment you're done, because other teams will always come and look. So I thought it was a little bit weird when Turbo was like telling Lika not to tell anybody. Like, somebody came and asked her, I think it was D. That was like,
asked for what?
Came and asked like what, because like whoever Lika has an alliance with came up and asked like what was the pattern.
Oh.
And she starts to tell them like, you have to look at the middle ones, and Turbo's like, stop, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
and why did you think that was weird?
Because he was acting like cheating is not allowed. Like, he was like, TJ has cameras everywhere. Like, he's gonna see. And so I was just like, well, I don't know that that's not allowed, because anytime somebody hasn't destroyed their puzzle, other people have went and looked at it. So I'm like, I don't know that it matters. But he acted like it did. And I know that we've seen on previews that TJ, there's a point where TJ says, like, if there's one thing I hate more than quitters, it's cheaters.
Yeah.
So this must come back around at some point.
Yeah.
Anyways, so either way, so Turbo and Lika win. And then we've got Olivia and Will that come in second. CT and America are third.
That sucks that they were third, considering they were the first to figure out what was going on.
I know. But, it just took a minute. And so on and so forth, all the way down. Now, Derek and Blue are Hulus. I did finally figure out the points, because he announces that you're going to also get points in addition to the winner and the loser. And
we saw the point board at the beginning of the episode, and I have a screenshot. I'll put it up on the screen.
Perfect. So we don't know yet what the points will mean, but that's also pretty typical for the challenge. We probably won't know what the points mean until the final.
Okay.
And then what'll happen is it'll be the final, and whoever has the most points, it may be, okay, you guys get a 5-minute head start. Or you can pick one team that has to carry 5-pound weights the whole time. Something like that. So we don't have to pay attention to the point system a ton right now, but that's when it will come back into play.
Okay.
So that's what's going on with that. All right. So then the winners get a new power. So last episode, the winners got to choose a team that would be safe. But then in this episode, the winners get to nominate the second team that's going in. Blue lost. She's automatically going to go into the arena.
Right.
All right. And then Adrienne is the hangnail. So she's nominated to go into the arena against Blue. The winning team gets to nominate another female to go in. And then the jury will decide between Adrienne and whoever the winners choose. And whoever they choose is who's going to compete against Blue.
Right. And usually it's like, excuse me, I should re-say that because I just burped. Okay, so when it comes to the strategy of these votes, they are trying to, it's like, okay, so they're deciding between two people every time. And it's like, okay, if I have an ally in one of them, then I have to vote for the other person. And otherwise, it's like, which person is going to benefit my game most? Is that like how they're going into it? Is there more to it than that? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so definitely like after the bar, we get into it a little bit more because it worked out okay for them this time, but it was a rookie mistake. Is The vets have done a really good job pitting the rookies against the rookies by doing this, like, oh, you have to deal with this UK alliance, right? And so, which is a lot of rookies with other rookies instead of like looking towards the vets. And so, if you like, because Adrienne is going in, or she's a hangnail, right? Like, she could be going in. Then, if you're a vet, what you would like is for them to pick another UK person. So then, beyond a shadow of a doubt, at least one UK person will go in. If we have Adrienne and another UK person for them to vote, who's going to go in, we'll try to get rid of at least one UK person. Whereas what they should be doing is trying to pick like a vet that they could vote against, right? But they've done a good job pitting them against each other. And if that goes too far, they will unwittingly just fall right into the spider web that Cara Maria was talking about. Because once the vets, if they can make it so the new people have less numbers than the vets, then they will pick them off one by one.
Yep.
But they're not thinking about that yet. So that's all that we know before they go out drinking.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I know that they cannot drink as much as they used to.
Yeah.
I was going to go do a deep dive on how much they can drink now, because I know that information is out there, but I didn't get a chance to look yet, so I'll look before we record next week. But I know that it's been limited because it used to get really out of control, and there are some people that have been like banned from the show and lawsuits that have happened, and so I know that there's parameters on it now, but the parameters are definitely like not as strict as like Love Island.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's why the whole stealing of the drink drama, I didn't really understand. But if they are limited to a certain number of drinks, then maybe that's why you get so upset when your drink gets stolen. That puts it into context.
That's when that was exactly what I thought. Was like, I think he's mad because, like, no, we're only allowed a certain amount, and I was able to do this 2-for-1 thing, and now one of my drinks is gone.
Yeah, maybe they only get a certain amount of money to spend or something.
Right.
And they can spend that with however much they want.
Right.
That's super interesting. I also thought it was interesting that they were out at a bar. Are they always out at a bar, or didn't they used to party back at the house?
So they used to party back at the house, but if you notice with the bar, like a lot of the times what it seems is like it is a bar that is built.
Production bar.
Right. And so the only people there are them.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it's like an actual bar in that area.
Yeah, but then it's like there was a 2-for-1 special.
Well, that's true. But again, that could just be for no other reason than like this is their first night out partying, and production has decided tonight you guys get these tickets that are like you can get a 2-for-1 on this or something. Like, I know they limit it somehow.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, the whole drama.
And you also saw, like, I don't know if you noticed, but maybe it's just like the person in me that's spotting the alcohol. I noticed that, like, when they first all cheers, it was all, like, almost everybody had wine, because it's usually, like, you can have more of that, like wine and beer. Then, like, you get so many, like, liquor drinks and so many wine and beer drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering if they were getting a little bit around the limits by taking them out to a bar versus it happening on the production set. That's where my mind was. So it's like maybe they had a cap on how much they were allowed to spend, but not on how much they were allowed to drink or something. But
because some of them definitely seem like they're
wasted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, totally wasted. Like, I wouldn't think that they were limiting the alcohol based off of the way these people were acting.
Right. I totally agree. But then I was thinking about like some of the previous seasons that I had started just like watching little episodes before we started recapping the challenge. I was like, well, let me go refresh my memory on some of the older seasons. And for anyone that's been watching a long time, if you think back to the season where Tanya and Beth get into it, and if you've been watching a long time, you know what I'm talking about. Tanya like throws all of Beth's every piece of every article of luggage that Beth has brought with her, everything inside these suitcases ends up in the bottom of a pool. Like Tanya is wasted and just like throwing them in piece by piece by piece. And it's like she's hammered and she's mad. You just very rarely see it get that bad. So I was surprised by like how now when they first get there, go ahead.
I have a thought about that though, because I would think too that the actually just like the dynamics of this group of people would make it so maybe there's less drinking, because you have the vets who have played this game a lot and know that you're sabotaging your game if you get too messed up. And so they are being smart about it. So really the only people that are going to get super, super wasted are going to be the newbies, but they're going to be watching the vets to see what the vets do. If the vets aren't getting sloppy, you're going to feel a little silly getting sloppy.
Yes. Yeah. And I also think like the vets, like when you listen to them on like that documentary, they're aware that like we're going to have like a hard challenge tomorrow.
Right. Exactly.
And you're not going to
like, I don't want to be hungover. I'm 42.
Exactly. Like it takes like days to recover from, and they're going to make me like run up a mountain tomorrow. No, I'm not doing that. So yeah, but as they go out drinking, Blue, who knows she's going in, she lets everybody know that she wants to go against Taylor or Tay. She wants to go against Tay, and Adrian is the first one who is like, okay, are you guys stupid? Like you're going to let, like, that's what the vets want. Why are we, and Adrian and Tay are friends. Like they don't want to have everybody decide. Like then, you know, like one of us is going to go in. All right. And then this is when it all just like starts to go downhill, because I think this is when we have like first Justin is confronting Derek about the conversation they had. We're like, you're always going to have my back, blah, blah, blah. And then you said my name.
And then Justin's defense, or Derek's defense, was basically like, I barely know you. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't have to say that.
Exactly.
He's like, you were going to have his back. Like, just don't tell him you're going to have his back, like, day one.
Yeah. Yeah. He fully feels like he's like, I've known him 2 days. And it's like, well, then why did you say all that? Like, dick.
Yeah.
And that is also when like Derek then accuses like Leo of stealing his drink.
Right.
He's like obsessed with the fact that it was like a 2-for-1 and Leo took it. And I felt like for a while, Leo was trying to be like reasonable. Like everybody suddenly was like, God, Leo's getting so mad. But it took him a while to get like pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, Derek was just making a huge deal. Like, he seemed drunk. It seemed like he was making a huge deal out of something that, like, you didn't understand why.
Right.
And now that we've talked about some of that context, it, like, makes it make a little more sense. But also, how desperate are you to get another drink? It was actually just weird and kind of out-of-pocket behavior. So I feel like he was like, okay, maybe we can, like, logically get through this together. And then when that wasn't happening, he's like, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then he's starting to get a little bit mad. And then I'm not sure exactly what Will is doing on the bus. Like, he's obviously upset about Dee and bananas.
And drunk.
And yes.
He's probably the most wasted.
Yes. Yes. But on the bus, when we see him on the bus, I'm not, like, I watched that, like, 3 times, trying to see, like, what he was doing. Because it was just this weird, like, what it reminded me of is somebody that's asleep and suddenly, like, wakes up from a nightmare, like, just this bolt, you know? Like, it was
I need to rewatch that part.
Yeah, because it was, like, out of nowhere. Like, he's just sitting there and he's like, you know? And I'm like, whoa, what is happening to him? Like, he seems, but he's obviously upset. And when they get back to the house, like, Anissa is trying to calm.
And
Go ahead.
He's upset because Dee is flirting with bananas. Like, I don't think we really said that before, but it's like, that's it. He's drunk. He saw them flirting at the bar. He got all worked up about it. He's obviously been ruminating about it, and he's really jealous.
Yes.
And obviously intimidated.
Yes.
And feels insecure.
Yeah.
And possessive, and it's being weird.
I also think it's weird because it's like, do you not know Johnny Bananas? Like, are you worried that they're going to be in like a long-term relationship?
Yeah.
Like, what is
No, because that's not what men think about. Men think about you fucking them.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't think about, like, women think about that. Women are much more bothered by if you have an emotional situation with somebody else. I'm much more bothered by that. Men are much more bothered by him being a better at having sex than he is, or whatever.
So stupid. God.
They can't help themselves. They're dumbasses.
Simple creatures.
Yeah.
All right. So Anissa seems like she does a pretty good job of like calming him down, but Will is determined to stay in this headspace. Like he's like looking over the balcony.
Yeah.
To see Johnny and Dee like looking.
Yeah, he's like he's shopping for pain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good way to say it. And then Anissa says, like, listen, he's like watching her with a 7-time champ that's 18 years older than him, you know, like
he probably feels like a fucking child next to Bananas.
Yeah, probably. The camera doesn't catch the moment. Unfortunately, we hear it. We hear glass shatter and cameras run. And we know that Will has now punched a wall or something.
Yeah.
Right. I was
wondering what he must have punched because his hand was swollen but not bleeding. I almost think the glass was added in afterwards or something in like post-production, but it was meant to like imply that he hit a wall.
I 100% agree. Like I was with a dude that once like punched a picture on the wall and the frame was glass. And I remember like how much glass was in his bloody knuckle. So I was like, there's no blood.
That is so cringy.
I know. So anyways, Will wakes up and is obviously hungover and feeling like shit.
Yep.
As you would expect.
He's got what the kids call hangxiety.
Yep. I also, like, we cut to, and I forget who it was now. I don't know why I didn't write it down. All I wrote down was, who brings a vibrator with this many cameras?
Must have missed that part.
Did you really? Okay, so it's like they're all in the bedroom and they're talking about all the hooking up and all the drama. And one of the girls is like, no, thank you. It's me and my best friend. And she reaches over and she grabs her vibrator.
Oh my gosh.
And she like cuddles with it in bed.
Oh my gosh, I missed that. I was cooking, like I said, so I didn't realize what they were saying.
And I am just like, okay, no shade against the vibrator at all.
Yeah.
But it's 2 weeks and cameras are on you all the time. And you're like, no, I still might want to.
Yeah, and don't they have roommates?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think maybe production did that?
No, because I saw on the documentary that Anissa had talked about girls that bring vibrators. And her thought was kind of what mine was like, you know how much they want to catch all sorts of those kinds of things. Why would you not just like maybe take 2 weeks off? You know?
Ever thought of that?
I'm just saying. All right. So,
maybe it'll do you some good.
Right. So they go back to like just kind of trying to decide who's going to go in. And I thought Tay did a horrible job just rolling over and accepting it.
Yeah.
She did no like campaigning for herself or explaining why it should be somebody else. That's a rookie mistake.
What do you think she should have said?
I think she should have really made the rookies think about the fact that like, look, we need to start getting a vet to go in. They are going to eat us alive if we keep going for each other, and didn't. So it ends up that they get to decide whether or not it's going to be Adrian or Tay that's going to go against Blue. And they almost all vote for it to be Tay.
Yeah.
So Adrian lives to see another day. Who, by the way, she has lost over 100 pounds, Adrian. I saw when I was watching episode 0, you got to meet all of the new threats for a little while. And she was on, I think, like, is it called Married at First Sight or like Love at First Sight or something?
Married at First Sight is a show for sure.
I think that she was on that, and she was talking to TJ about the fact that she's lost over 100 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Since that show or before that show even?
I think it was before the show.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Jump scare with Wes. Okay, anyway.
So that's who's going in. when they go to the arena, they find out they're playing a game called Laser Focus. They're going to have their hands tied in front of them. And there's going to be a ring. And you're going to go 3 rounds. Each round, you'll each get a turn. And one of you is going to go on the outside of the ring. The other one's going to go on the inside of the ring. They're going to say go. And these one laser light at a time is going to come down. And if you're on the offense, you're trying to touch that laser light. And the defense is trying to stop you. Which, if this was men, I think could have become really, really brutal.
Yeah. I mean, even with these 2 women, it was like,
yes,
Zach was watching over my shoulder. He's like, oh my God, those women are beating the shit out of each other.
Well, and I was like, I wonder, like, if there were any rules as far as, like, could you just, like, throw someone to the ground and pin them?
Yeah.
And just keep them there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if
Zach asked if you could gouge each other's eyes out. And I said, well, they're wearing goggles, but probably if they came off.
I guess so. Yeah. Like, I
don't think there's any rules.
I don't know what the point of, like, the hands tied in front of you was, because they were still, like, using them as weapons. So,
yeah.
It was 3 rounds. Tay won round 1. Blue won round 2. And then Tay just destroys it in round 3, and I think mostly because Blue is gassed out.
Yeah, and Blue went in saying, like, I got this. My strategy is to wear Tay out. When she gets worn out, I'll kick her ass, basically. So the opposite happened.
Right. Which they said that challenge, you know, we watched it and it was like, I don't know, maybe 8 minutes that we watched.
Yeah.
And they said that it went over an hour.
Oh my God.
And I was tired after 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So to imagine them, like, doing this for an hour when they get done. So obviously that means, like, Blue's going home. And I just thought, like, I would still be so happy to just hear TJ Lavin, the way he's like, listen, I'm really proud of both of you. I'm like, I could die happy.
Yeah.
If TJ was like, I'm so proud of both of you. Because sometimes he'll be like, you gave up or whatever. But for him to be like, no, like, you guys killed it. Good job. You tried.
I mean, they were fighting for their lives in that ring.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. So
they both, I think, felt like they had a lot to lose.
Oh, well, they do. Like, you're going home.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was just like, it was way more intense than you would expect it to be, I feel like.
Yeah. So that meant Blue was going home. Derek rejoins the group, but I noticed that TJ does not specifically say to him, you're now the hangnail. So I'm assuming he is, but I don't know because TJ wasn't clear about it. And then just the way the episode ends is TJ saying, okay, it's time to choose new partners, which tells me that's how every episode is now going to end. Because sometimes it'll be like, it'll end in the middle of the arena and you have to wait till next week to find out who went home. Like, you just never know, you know?
Yeah.
But this one, it seems like that's where we're going to end every week, is it's now time to choose new partners.
Yeah. And a hell of an episode, a hell of a fight, girls. They crushed it.
Do you have any favorite? If you tell me that you're rooting for Johnny Bananas, I may be done recapping this with you. Who are you going for?
Well, I was actually going to say that at the beginning, or maybe at the beginning of each of these episodes, we could do like our MVP of the episode and then like our least favorite, or we can like name that category something, or like our up and comer, or I don't know, something like that. And so that can be like a little preview. And then when we get into we'll be like, get into why kind of as the episode goes on. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
So, yeah. Okay, let's recap the players because I feel like I have an MVP, but I just can't remember off the top of my head really quick.
So this week, your teams were, you had Turbo and Lika, you had Olivia and Will, CT and America, Anissa and Justin, Bananas and Izzy, Ashley and Cedric, Michaela and Leonardo, Nia and Ben, Aviv and Jake, Theo and Sydney, Nani and Jeremy, Cara Marie and Gabe. Was that his name?
I think so.
Leroy and Dee, Tay and Gay Derek, and then Blue and Straight Derek.
So I think that my MVP is I think Justin.
Okay.
I think that he's playing a good social strategy game, I feel like. And I would have said Blue. I really liked Blue before this. I mean, before her having to go home. But yeah, I think Justin so far is my MVP. And I would say my least favorite player right now is Gay Derek.
Yeah, he's
I
annoying
find him to
me.
be annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I totally
Yeah.
agree. I really like if I really want straight Derek to like he's really kind and I feel like he always just comes up a little bit short when it comes to winning.
Okay. Yeah. You have so much more context for these people than I
Yeah.
have. Derek K.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to see like a bigger picture of him. This is the tiniest picture I've ever seen. Okay.
So I really like him. I also really like Nani.
Yep.
She's one that I've watched throughout the years and I saw her on episode 0 and she was just talking about like it had taken her a very long time to kind of be willing to open up about her sexuality on the show.
Yeah.
And she ended up in a long-term relationship with another female from the show. And on episode 0, she was talking about like, listen, I know everybody wants to know all the drama and all the tea because they broke up. And she's like, but there really is none. Like it just didn't work. But they were together like 4 years. And just hearing her talk about being able to embrace who she was, even though it was on camera and might not be super popular with her family or whatever. I have a soft spot for her as well.
Yeah. Well, I feel like as the season goes on, I'll have better clarity around who are my favorite players. But I mean, I like CT because he's one of the only people, if not the only person besides Bananas that I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just like inherently like him because I'm already familiar with him. And then also I was familiar with the girl from Survivor.
Sydney. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Justin has just had a lot of screen time, so I'm familiar with him. You know, it's like that's at this point, that's all I'm basing it off of. Because if you really had to ask me, I would say Bananas, but I don't want to hurt our friendship.
Don't do that to me, please. I'm gonna send you like some of his like moments from previous seasons, and you can see just like how cruel he is, and hopefully it will change your minds.
Well, that doesn't mean he's not an MVP though. Still, like the point is to win.
Sure.
Okay, I have to blow my nose really quick. It's like literally running.
Okay, it's gonna be a lot.
I know it's gonna be a hard to edit episode. So, Cass, who's your MVP?
I think I'll go with Derek and Nani.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So you've decided you can pick 2 MVPs.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think you can have a guy and a girl. I've decided.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sexist, but okay.
Yeah. And Johnny is who I dislike the most right now.
Ooh.
I think they should, like, I think that's what happened when he was on one of these other shows. I don't want if it was House of Villains or Traitors. Right. And he got voted out like right away.
Yep.
Because that is the smart thing to do with Bananas.
Yeah, I mean, he knows there's a target on his back the moment he walks in the door, and he's fighting for his life, just like Rob from Survivor.
Yeah.
He's fighting for his life from the moment he walks in the door. And I think that's actually the funnest person to watch play these games, because they are having to outmaneuver everyone from the get-go. And that is really interesting to watch, in my opinion. Like, watching Rob on Traitors was so good. I just felt like he was so interesting to watch.
I agree, but I like Rob. So I was like rooting for him. You know,
yeah,
I'm
Rob
like,
is
get it.
Yeah.
Like prove, like, you know, with Johnny, I'm just like, I don't know, that level of arrogance and just like really doesn't care if people get hurt. I don't have patience for it.
Well, it does seem like a little psychopathic.
Yes.
For sure. Like, I think that the charmingness,
We'll go with it.
and his ability to manipulate people and fake empathy but not actually have any is really interesting. Like, I believe you that he doesn't care about people. I find that to be interesting to watch until he's done something that I personally find offensive. But so far, I haven't seen him do that, right? So it's like with Jax, it was almost like, okay, this guy's so toxic. Get him off my screen, because he's also too dumb.
Yeah.
Bananas is smart enough to know how to play the audience enough, I think.
Well, and I'm gonna look back and see if I can find a clip. Hopefully we don't have to edit this because I'm pretty sure that I'm right, but I'm gonna go back and look. But if I'm not mistaken, one of the first seasons that Cara Marie was on, she was very new and she was very, very bullied. And Johnny Bananas was at the head of that. And it was one of those things where it's like, you're taking pride when you can get them to actually cry and be ready to go home and like question their worth. And you're still smiling. And like, I want you off my screen.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Like, because I do think, based off of how you've described him, that he just actually doesn't have empathy.
Yeah.
That he actually doesn't, he thinks they're all playing the same game. He doesn't understand that people are feeling things deeply. He thinks they're all doing the same thing to each other, probably. Yeah. So whatever is going on, he's like, yeah, we're all playing a game. The point of this is to win.
Yeah.
You were taking it too seriously if you're crying right now. Right.
But the thing is, it's like, he's attacking them personally. And
he'll do whatever he has to do.
Yes. And so that's where it's like, dude, nobody like went after whether or not your mom loved you. What are you doing? Like, this is mean. And he's
probably such a douche. But I love him.
I'm like, fingers crossed that Dee knows that.
Yeah.
Please tell me you've watched enough to know this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I think like my MVP this episode would be Dee if I was confident that she was playing Bananas, but I don't. But I'm no longer confident.
If she's playing him, I would just like, yes, bow down, like you're the queen. Sure. Yes,
yeah, because she seems cool, casual, relaxed thus far.
Yes, God, wouldn't it like be so heartbreaking if like as the season goes on, we see her like fall for him?
Yeah,
God, please don't let that happen.
Yeah, as I was watching her like flirt with him by the pool or whatever, and like in the cabana, and she had those little sunglasses on, and I was like, this woman has harnessed her feminine wiles, and she's using them against the king of the challenge, and that is the kind of shit I love to see.
I want it to be true, Lauren. I really do, but I get nervous. We're gonna see.
We're gonna see if Bananas' charm and charisma turns even his enemies into lovers.
Yeah. All right.
That's a fanfic I'd read.
That's a fanfic that you'd read? Is that what you said? Yeah, I bet.
I wonder if there are any Johnny Bananas romantic fanfics.
Oh, God. Make me sick. No.
Sorry, I'm sick. I've got the sickness.
I would get like turned on if it's like somebody like makes him cry. Like that gets me excited a little bit.
Yeah, at the end it's like, yeah, he gets his heart broken or something.
Yeah, like somebody finds his weak spot and they just like exploit it. Like we find out like his, no, I'm not going to say it. It's too bad. But like, yeah, like if he had something in his past that was maybe sad and we just like, you know, like that fills me with joy.
Yeah, like if his childhood pet got hit by a car and...
That is nicer than where I was going. Yes, that's probably more acceptable. Sure.
All right. Well, I suppose this wraps up this episode.
It does.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, go take some NyQuil.
Thanks.
And rest.
Yep.
And then we'll be back next week.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, bye. I was going to...
We're doing great. This is our best one yet.
I had to come clean. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So the strategy...
My God. Okay.
Such a fucking dumb piece of shit. Seriously. So on that note, G during this part is... Okay, all right.
It's not that serious. Okay. God.
Okay, so during this... Oh, now you're...